Hey everybody, I wanted to do a beginner's tutorial because I'm noticing a lot of people lately are interested in starting their own Reborn dolls, which makes me very happy because the prices of Reborns have skyrocketed, as a lot of you people will agree. I've been painting my own dolls for almost 6 years now. I started using Genesis heat set paints and baking in my oven, and I am not real happy about the chemicals that get dispersed in your home. So I actually ordered a new wave oven, and I'm going to try that. But I am just as happy using air dry paints mixed with medium, and I'm going to show you everything that you're going to need if you're going to do it this way to start your own doll, and you don't need to spend a lot of money. For instance, this is the Sugar Kit by Bountiful Baby, and she has full legs and 3/4 arms, and this is the body that came with her. And I spent less than $35 for this kit, shipping, and the body. And this body has string ties, so you don't even need the cable ties. But if you did use the cable ties, you're going to need these little cuticle nippers to clip them so it's nice and flush against the body. But anyway, I'll quickly tell you that what you're going to need to weight your baby is poly pellets, polyfill, and tiny glass beads. And you can get all those items from eBay or online at Bountiful Baby or any other supplier. And you're going to use polyfill to weight your baby, and I use a knee-high stocking stuffed with poly pellets, and sometimes I buy the little bra inserts, silicone inserts for the belly and the tush. And you can also get steel shot for extra weight from Bountiful Baby. Okay, that's enough about actually completing the baby. I wanted to show you how I do my painting. I use cosmetic wedges, which look like this. And for the mottling layer, I get a tweezer and I pluck holes like this and pounce it on the vinyl to get the mottling look. But to start the kit, I start with a layer of flesh, and I use any one of these brands, cheap acrylic paints, because you mix them with the magic ingredient for air dry paints. You mix it with distilled water to the consistency that you want, and you want a thin consistency but enough pigment that will stick to the vinyl. And this is the magic ingredient. This will make the air dry paints stick to the vinyl. So I mix about a teaspoon in with my mixture of paint and distilled water. So this is a mop brush. This is about a 1/2 inch mop brush. This is what I use to actually mix my paints, and I use a little Pyrex custard dish. Okay, and I actually will apply the flesh layer with my brush directly on the vinyl, and then after I brush it on, I take a cosmetic wedge, not one that's plucked, and then I pounce it all over to give it a little of a skin texture. Okay, and then after I do that flesh layer, I will add some color to the mix. I'll use the same mix with the flesh, and I will add maybe some red or some brick or some magenta purple or some cherry to it, just to give it a little bit of color. And I will go over, or you can even mix some of this ochre, like a mustardy color, depending on what color you want your baby's underlying tone to be. And then I will go over the baby again after the flesh layer dries with that kind of mixture. And just keep on adding color. And if you need to get rid of the orange or too much red, too much orange color, you can neutralize. You can neutralize with purple, blue, or green. And they recommend using mint green as a neutralizer, but I don't have a mint green. I have this eucalyptus color, and I mix it with this pistachio mint color. And sometimes I even use some of this green to neutralize. The vein color, you're probably better off doing it pretty soon in the process because blue really tends to stain the vinyl pretty quickly. So you can use a blue like this mixed with a very deep blue like this, and I even sometimes mix a purple with the blue or a green with the blue to get a realistic vein color. And I use this brush here for the knees, inside the ears, the elbows, the fingertips, the inside of the hands. It's a nice soft material. I use these other brushes to do creases, lips. I use that really tiny, tiny, thin, skinny brush to do the nail tips. The nail tips I use this color, oyster white. It's not white, it's an off-white. It looks more natural than white. Okay, so, and then I use either one of these really skinny brushes to do the hair, to paint the hair and the eyebrows. So, what else do I need to tell you guys? I still use the air dry gloss from Genesis for the lips and the inside and outside of the eyelid, the inside of the nose, and the nails. I root my eyelashes. But you know, you don't have to do that as a beginner. You can paint them, but it's not real hard to root eyelashes. You just need a little rooting needle. You can get it from Bountiful Baby, the mushroom wooden handle one. You can get some cheap mohair and just poke it in and cut it. And the more experienced you get, the more you'll understand how to cut eyelashes. And if you do root the eyelashes, you need to glue the inside so that they're permanent. And I use something called gem tack glue, and I apply it with, you can apply it with your mop brush, or you can get a fan brush, and that's exactly what it's called, a fan brush. What else do I need to tell you? I put the blue, I'm going to get my brush so I can demonstrate. I put the blue color right here, across the nose, in here, in the inner eye. I put the blue color here on both sides of the nose, and sometimes I even put a little bit over here. Then I put the blue color here and here where the skin is thinner on the baby. I put yellow, very, very watery, very pale yellow, right on the bulb of the nose. Yeah, and I like to use this color. This is a really helpful color to me, black cherry, because it makes a nice purpley red color, and I really like that for the lips and for the creases. And I use, where is my purple? I use this color, and I have another color that's a little bit lighter than that for the eyelids. And I can use this really skinny brush to do little capillary veins in the eyelids. Yeah. And to do little tiny broken capillaries, I can use this, and I'll use the red for that. For doing my veining, I use this brush right here. And I don't draw straight lines. Let me explain what that means. We're tempted to draw a vein like this. I draw a vein like this. And then I always blot. I take my sponge and I blot the ends, both ends, so that you don't know where the vein begins and where it ends. It looks more natural that way. I always use extra blushing color on the inside fingertips, the pads of the hands and the thumb, and the feet, particularly the heel, the bottoms of the toes, and the inside pad of the foot. You're going to learn as you go along what you like, what you don't like. Take your time. The ears, to me, are really fun to do because you can use a variety of different colors on the ears. You can use purple, you can use blue, you can use yellow, you can use red, you can use pink, and all kinds of colors to make it look like a real ear. So anyway, that's how I do it. Of course, it's a little more complicated than I am explaining, but I am always here for you guys to answer any and all questions. I love to teach. I love helping people. I love answering your questions. So anything you have at all, please feel free to ask. My specialty is I do really good lips. I do pretty good eyebrows, and I do pretty good painted hair at this point. And I always choose a brown, and I mix the brown with a little bit of black, which will make it green. So to get rid of the green, I will add either red or this midnight blue color, so that you get a true brown instead of a greenish brown. And the lighter the brown, the lighter, of course, the hair. And I go over the hair multiple times because it starts out very light, which is kind of good because you can get your pattern lightly before you continue. You're going to have to go over each strand multiple times in order to get the color, the richness that you want. So, yeah. I hope this was helpful to somebody. Yeah, so I am always around to answer any questions. So I hope you have learned something, have enjoyed this video, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing your progress. Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye.